Most people don't realize this, but the travel industry is running on a model that was created decades ago. And that model was never built for you to travel more. It was built for corporations to make more. In this video, I'm going to break down why retail travel is broken, how those big travel sites are designed to squeeze extra dollars out of you, and what wholesale travel really looks like when you finally see behind the curtain. By the end, you'll understand why shopping around on retail sites is an illusion, and why insiders refuse to book the way the average person does. Let's get into it. Retail travel is what most people think is normal. You go to a site like Expedia, Orbitz, or Hotels.com. You type in your dates, your destination, and you start scrolling. It feels like you're comparing a lot of options, and it feels like you're being smart and responsible with your money. But here's the truth. You're not looking at neutral prices. You're looking at prices that have already been marked up to fit a profit model. Retail travel pricing is built around one simple idea. How much can we charge you without you leaving? They use algorithms, historical data, behavior tracking, and even your location to decide what price to show you. The goal isn't to help you travel more. The goal is to extract as much money as possible from every booking. So when people say, I got a great deal on Expedia, what they really mean is, I got a better version of an inflated price, because they never saw the real wholesale number underneath. Let's talk about what happens the moment you start searching retail travel. You visit a site, you put in your city, you put in your dates. That site immediately starts tracking you. Cookies, device IDs, login information, IP data. It's all being collected. Now you come back an hour later or the next day, and suddenly the price is higher. They tell you prices are rising. Only 2 rooms left at this price. 20 other people are looking at this hotel. It feels like the world is rushing you. But what's actually happening is this. The system recognizes that you're interested and starts testing how much you're willing to tolerate. If you refresh a bunch of times, if you come back over and over, if you check the same trip on multiple devices, the algorithm doesn't see a smart traveler. It sees a motivated buyer, and motivated buyers can be charged more. That's how dynamic retail pricing works. It's profit first, data-driven, and designed to raise prices based on your behavior, not just supply and demand. Now let's kill one of the biggest myths in travel, the idea that you're shopping around. Most people think they're being smart by checking 3, 4, or 5 different travel sites. What they don't realize is that in many cases, they're just walking around the same room. Expedia owns Orbitz, Travelocity, Hotels.com, Cheap Tickets, and several more brands. So when you bounce from one site to another, what you often think is competition is actually one company showing you slightly different versions of the same pricing structure. The colors change, the logo changes, the layout changes, but the business model doesn't. That's the illusion of choice. You're not comparing 10 different companies. You're comparing 10 different faces of the same corporate machine. Now let's flip this and talk about wholesale travel. Wholesale travel is not a coupon. It's not a promo code. It's not some seasonal sale. Wholesale is the real underlying price the industry uses. Hotels and resorts have a few different price layers. The public, advertised retail price, the discounted price they show during sales, and the private wholesale rates used to move rooms quietly when they don't want to blast those prices publicly. Wholesale is what you see when you're plugged into the side of the system that isn't meant for everyday retail customers. Hotels would rather fill a room at a lower price through private channels than let it sit empty, but they cannot publicly advertise those lower prices without trashing their brand and upsetting all their retail partners. So wholesale lives behind logins, behind memberships, behind invitation-only platforms. That's why the average traveler never sees it. Most people never see wholesale rates for two reasons. Number one, they don't even know this world exists. They think Expedia and Booking are the whole universe. They've never been shown anything else, so they assume the prices they see are just how it is. Number two, even if they hear about wholesale travel, it usually sounds too good to be true. Why would a hotel let someone pay that much less? Why have I never heard of this? The answer is simple. The hotel cares about occupancy. The retail platforms care about margin. You, as a regular traveler, are just caught in the middle. Wholesale platforms don't advertise on TV or run Super Bowl commercials. They grow through networks, referrals, and private access because they're not allowed to scream the best prices from the rooftops. Right now, travel is going through a shift that looks a lot like what happened to Blockbuster and Netflix. Blockbuster didn't die because people stopped watching movies. It died because the model changed and Blockbuster refused to change with it. In travel, the model is changing from I pay retail and hope for discounts to I plug into a private system and pay what insiders pay. Retail travel is the Blockbuster model. Wholesale travel is the Netflix model. And just like that shift in entertainment created a whole new set of winners, this shift in travel is creating new winners too. People who refuse to overpay, people who want to travel more often, and people who see travel not just as an expense, but as a tool. If you've been stuck in the retail travel trap, constantly feeling like prices are ridiculous and travel is once in a while instead of a regular part of life, now you know why. You've been playing a game that was rigged before you even sat down. Wholesale travel doesn't magically fix everything in your life, but it changes the rules of the travel game. It lets you see the real numbers. It gives you access to what people behind the scenes have been using for years. And for some people, it becomes more than just a way to save money. It becomes the foundation for a travel based business and real freedom. If you're serious about traveling smarter and keeping more of your money, this is where everything starts. Let's get into it.